Greetings. My name is Steve Childress, and I am a spiritual practitioner, which is a broad term that covers a lot of ground. Um, I am, I personally call a reader, which includes mediumship and um, the reading of people's energy or connecting with people um, for the purpose of messages. I practice rituals not just for myself but for others, um, with an emphasis on protection spells and rituals. Um, I teach. I teach people who may be interested in being practitioners, working with particular divine energies. I offer mentorships as well as spiritual life coaching. And we can talk about the difference between the two, perhaps in another video. With that being said, not everybody has inspiration or aspirations to be a practitioner, whatever practitioner may look like for them, whether it's tarot card reading or oracle card readings, any kind of readings, or ritualing for a plural number of people, or doing any kind of personal work or spells for people, or just offering services for other people who don't necessarily do that kind of work. But that doesn't mean that the people who have found this video don't do some type of work with the intention of benefiting their lives or pursuing their highest good or their highest desires in alignment with their highest purpose. So that's the commonality between a practitioner and a person who's learned how to do some version of their work that involves them attracting different things in their human experience and their influence of reality, in their pursuit of happiness and what would look like a joyous life for them. And it's been my experience, not just doing work for myself personally, and even when I do work for other people, I think at the core, one of the motifs of the core of what I do or what a person does when they are attracting things that they desire by manipulating energy for a desired result is they're learning about themselves. I think here in the United States, I think we grew up with a type of social conditioning that discourages us discourages us from putting too much energy in learning about ourselves or exploring ourselves or reflecting on ourselves. almost as if it was being self-centered to do such a thing, when it could in fact be very empowering to learn about yourself, or even spending time with yourself, um, which I, you know, which I would call meditation, spending time with your own energy. Um, but that's the pursuit. It's not simply going after the things you desire. It's not simply pursuing love interests. It's not simply um, pursuing security and stability, whether that security and stability is financial or non-financial. Um, we obviously have motivations to do these things. Um, but somewhere between the lines, um, between us and our pursuit of the things we want and how we go about getting the things that we want, is us learning about ourselves, whether that's explicit or implicit. Um, let's say that you did some work, whether it's work in the mundane or whether it's, you know, um, petitioning, whatever um, divine energy you work with. Um, let's say whatever it is you do, it works. And the thing you desire, you acquired. There is a type of satisfaction that comes with that. There is a level of gratitude. There is certainly a checkpoint that you can mark that builds your confidence. But that's learning about yourself. You know, if you could acquire the things you desire, whether it's some practical or mundane way of doing it, or whether it's writing a petition or even hiring someone to do some type of ritualing in it, and it results in the thing you want being acquired by you. If you could do that, especially in the world that we're living in now, there is not just a type of confidence, but almost a sacred confidence that lets you know that no matter how many reminders that you get in this world that say, that lets you know, how many things you cannot control, and how those things that you can't control discourage you or give you the idea that you can't necessarily get the things that you want, or made to feel that way. When you can and when you do, it's a reminder that you have some kind of influence in your life, which I think is important. And let's say that you didn't acquire the things that you desire, whether you set out in the mundane um, in some practical way to get what you wanted, or you did some kind of manipulation of energy to attract something, and enough time went by for you to conclude that you're not attracting it, or something is causing um, a type of hindrance from you getting it. Um, and that could be discouraging, but at the same time, it could motivate you to learn more. For me, um, when certain things aren't manifesting the way I desire them to, when I set out to pursue something I desire and it's taking a long time for what I want to show up in my life, um, that makes me do more meditation, more reflections, and learn more about myself as it relates to why um, the work isn't working. I've had experiences where something I wanted showed up in my life in a very short amount of time. Um, Sometimes as soon as 3 days or whatever. And then there are certain times that it went on, you know, a year or two before I could have manifest the thing I desired. Um, this life, this life that I'm pursuing, the life of a practitioner, whether it's personal, most of the time it is something personally that I'm pursuing. Um, I am, at the end of the day, I'm still learning about myself. I'm learning about, are there blockages? Are there forces that are working against me? Is there something within me, something in my subconscious that makes me feel like I don't deserve the things that I desire, which is a type of work within itself. Either I got to come to a conclusion that maybe the thing that I desire I'm not supposed to have, or maybe there's something in my subconscious that I need to unprogram or reprogram as it relates to um, self-worth, self-honoring, self-love, all the different things within me that lets me know that I deserve the things that I desire. So there is an inner work that goes along with the type of work that I do as a practitioner, whether it's personal work or the work that I have that I'm doing for somebody else. Then there is also the aspect of, when it comes to inner work, there's also how my intuition plays a part in the whole process between me articulating what I desire and actually getting what I desire. that space within and how my intuition helps me through that process. Um, and that's related to not just my inner life, um, but my everyday life and how my intuition helps me in my everyday life, um, as it relates to what I go, how I go about living my life, and how I go about accomplishing my short and long-term goals. Um, and then there is, in terms of inner life, um, the strength, the attribute of strength um, that comes with being on this journey, and not just going after the things that you want in life, but just how you approach life and how you face the challenges of life. Um, that isn't always the demonstration of how destructive or how powerful, and in our culture, power usually is measured by what you can destroy. Um, but I think that there are more examples, probably countless examples of strength, in the sense that when forces are trying to cause you harm or trying to destroy you, um, after all activity has been aimed at you with the intent to cause you harm or to destroy you, um, you still find yourself standing. You still find yourself having survived um, all kinds of painful work, all types of forces in this world that are a threat um, to you living your life, um, and you somehow enduring it or surviving it. And sometimes changing a threat into an opportunity, um, which I would call alchemy. Um, all of those things, all of those types of circumstances and situations and themes that you face in your everyday life um, are, at the end of the day, you learning about yourself, learning about how powerful you are, whether it's conspicuous or if it's very subtle, um, where other people don't realize how powerful you are, but you got the message that you are powerful. Um, like I said before, my name is Steve Childress. I'm a spiritual practitioner. I have mentorship offerings, spiritual life coach offerings, as well as readings and I think I said ritualing already. I have links in the description of those things that I offer. And I am now signing off. Peace and blessings.